Hello and welcome to another month of the Abusecartoons Livestream. This is for June 2025, and just getting settled in. So yeah, just catching the end of the month, the last week of the month, and we have a lot of. I'm not sure how far it's gotten outside of the U.S., but there's a manga artist, a Japanese comics artist, that wrote some sort of series, and in it she predicted the last really large earthquake in Japan, the Fukushima, that was involved at the tsunami and the power plant in 2011, and so I don't know if it was to the day, but it was like month and year in her comic book. So I think it's called, the translation is like the future I see. So it's become this kind of weird culty thing online, where she's predicting things, and she's predicting a huge, magnitude 8 or so earthquake in the fault between Japan and Philippines on July 5th. So this could be the last Abusecartoons live stream ever. Things may fall down around our ears. Yeah, so I think I'm moving, not related to that, but I think I'm going to be moving stuff to a different room when I'm streaming at home. So that should help a little bit, keeping cool for this summer. Yeah, the air conditioning down here is a little old and not even keeping the room very dry. So I gotta save some books and stuff. But if I'm on the second floor and the everything collapses, it should be better. So I think that's really, and you get that stuff with kind of cultish personalities and stuff. Naming the end of the world, the date for the end of the world, and all that fun stuff. But yeah, it's because there's even, it's selling books, though. That's the frustrating thing, is it's working because she's selling books. I saw the posters for the new book, or what, I don't know if it's how new it is, but the one that's predicting July 5th on the train. So the publishers are taking advantage of it, and then when it passes, they will have sold their books, and people have talked to their therapists, and nobody cares. Yeah, but there is no way to predict earthquakes, at least that we have yet. But they are saying in the next 30 years there's going to be a large. You could probably say in the next 30 years just about anything is going to happen. But yeah, we're due, I guess. But so is California, and so is everywhere else. Alright, a bit of this. So I hope everyone has been doing well. Yeah, sorry, the stream is so irregular. It's not even the same day every month. But it should be, things are changing a little bit now, so I should be able to stream at different hours and different days more easily. So we'll see. Less driving. All right. Yeah, this works. That's a little long, isn't it? Yeah, it's fine. It looks nice and weird. But yeah, good to see you, K5, in the chat. K5 said, I had an HVAC guy come to my house and recharge my system last month. $350 for a pound of for one pound of refrigerant. That's not cheap. Wow. Yeah. So that may be the case in here. Needs recharge. Yeah, the car AC is out too. I thought that was one of the things that they checked. Like, you really have to do regular emissions testing and stuff, and I thought that was one of the things that they checked. But they don't even like replace the windshield wiper fluid when they do the full maintenance thing. So, yeah, so you got to do that as well this week. Yeah, so I'm sure if it's 350 in the U.S., well, I don't think I could even, at this time already, it's already kind of summer hot. I don't think I could even get somebody out here. I think I'd get somebody out here in September, probably, if I called now. Let's do fries, but with a little bit. Jeez. So, yeah, it's not fun. And it looks like things start early. The rainy season usually lasts us through July. It's kind of like a monsoon season. There's just kind of like random torrential downpours throughout the month of June. But this year it seems like it started early and ended early. So, don't know. Just going to extend the misery. All right. Yeah, let's do a big puddle here. But yeah, we'll see how this goes. But, oh, come on. I'm trying to move these layers. The computer's a little slow right now. I'm not sure what. It was I shut down everything and was doing some heavy work, so maybe the temp files and stuff have like taken up a lot of disk space. Oh, but yeah. Almost miserable summer. Come on. There we go. Yeah, so, and hello to everybody on the Upturned Table channel. I've been streaming on both YouTube channels recently, just because it's a monthly thing. It's not too disruptive, but, and I mention it every week on the weekly, so this at least gives people some idea what the heck I'm even talking about. All right, come on. Yeah, this is really laggy. Oh, actually, yeah, I don't want this so big, do I? Because I want to do a puddle underneath, so maybe a little smaller. Yeah. Didn't need to do that. All right, and then we'll draw out the puddle as well, so it can have its own layer. French fries in whatever. Oh, this is going to be, I think this will be a chocolate shake. Oh, I just did a milkshake cartoon, didn't I? Yeah, we'll take a look at that on the stuff that went up last week. Still need to move this up, don't I? All right. Almost. So, yeah, not a lot going on. yeah, the summer movie thing is getting started. It's going to be a weird one. It has been for a while, I guess. But another weird summer where I don't quite know what they're doing. But yeah, I've been watching a lot of movie YouTube stuff, and it does really feel like, aside from that little Marvel thing that they pulled off where they did a bunch of interconnected movies, that they don't know how to do summer blockbusters anymore. It used to be something you would wait for, and it would be a movie that, And also I think because the coverage of production has changed so much, like we have so much information about every minute and casting change and everything that's going on related to a movie's production, that it really kind of numbs people out. And then there's also people that are just way too into it. So that becomes a little hard to listen to while you're, you get turned off just from weird online reactions before something even comes out. Alright. Is that a French fry-like color? Feels like it. We'll have to see how this looks against the chocolate. Okay. Let's do the chocolate because it's opaque, so that'll work a little bit in our favor, I hope. So we need that not too... Is that too green? Let's see. Yeah, it's all going to be in contrast, so let's make it more red. It's all going to be in contrast to this French fry color, I think. So red is probably better. And a little desaturated. There we go. That looks like a chocolate shake, I think. But yeah, the movie thing is very strange. And the frustrating part is it's actually gotten better. Like, things come out a bit faster in Japan. But now there's nothing worth seeing. And anything you want to see, like when Dune, was out in the IMAX theaters and things here, it was frustrating because the garbage Marvel slop would push it out of the IMAX theaters very quickly. So that became annoying. You've got like a week to see Dune in IMAX before some, nonsense from Disney comes in. All right. Oh, that gray is not right. Let's just do a regular, cooler gray. There we go. Lighter. There we go. All right. Well, let's try to put some shadow on this and see what we get. All right. But yeah, so we've got Superman, Fantastic Four, and another Jurassic Park. Why? Coming out this summer, which is very strange. I mean, in the past that might have been something, like 20 years ago, that might have been something people might actually be excited about, but now we've already been fooled a few times with how bad these movies can be. So we'll see. We'll see if people fall for it again. And I love that Jurassic Park is the only dinosaur movie. Like, nobody else has dared try to do a series of dinosaur films, when that used to be a pretty standard B movie, kind of 50s, 60s sci-fi. The Hollow Earth kind of stuff and the Lost Continent, all that. Dinosaurs have been with us, they never went extinct and all that stuff that They used to do a lot, and now it's Jurassic Park. So the thing is, I can't even understand. I haven't watched any trailers, so maybe a trailer would probably just tell me this very easily. But I don't even understand what they could possibly do. Someone's opening another park, or the dinosaurs are still all over the world from the last series. Like, what? What are they going to do? And why do we care? But yeah, I thought that was funny. And they're just like 1, 2, 3. So they're going to instantly compete with each other and push each other out of the theaters, which is a really dumb strategy. I don't know why they think it's like a, what is that, a zero-sum game where you can, there's not enough room for everybody, so you stack them up. Like, you wait for one person to declare their release dates, and then you go right before them to push them out. It's very odd. All right, I think that works. Oh, so let's do the milkshake color on another layer here. And I want to kind of make it make this a little more interesting. All right, so turn off this and this. Okay, and the bag as well. All right. So kind of like it's traveling up. Let me fade it just a little bit. There we go. All right. Oh yeah, and maybe some brighter spots on especially like on the straw and stuff here. I think the bag really needs it. So yeah, well, I hope everyone is hanging in there. It's been another one of those weird years where you're wondering why we even moved into the 2020s. All right. Okay. And maybe some tiny bright spots here. Let's make this look a little waxy. That's not working. All right. There we go. But we will we'll see how this stuff does. Been watching a lot of spaghetti westerns on the I guess it's the equivalent of Max here in Japan. And it's funny because a lot of them are really hard to find because they've got strange names. You have to go by dates. Release dates are the most reliable way to know which movie you're watching, and just, look it up. All right. I guess we'll do eyes on the fries. Okay. Oh, and maybe a little bit of like the fries have a little bit of effect on the the fluid tension of the milkshake. There we go. Oh, and maybe this. Nope. Milkshake color. This a little bit. Yeah, that's actually probably good. Okay. All right. Oh yeah, there's the text is already a milkshake joke. All right. Oh, and maybe the fries too. Could use a little bit of that milkshake coloration just for... Whoa, come on. No? Okay, wait, let's go. Okay, what's happening here? Whatever this is, go away. Yeah, we're kind of stuck on something here. Ah, nice. Oh, thank you. K5. Yeah, this is not going well here. Frozen camera. Everything. Come on. There we go. Looks like it all caught back up. Thank you. Hopefully the audio was still going out. Yeah, thank you, K5. Oh, nice. 2-month-old kittens. K5 says, I'm hanging in there. Hope you're doing good too. Got 5 2-month-old kittens running around here. It's a blast and hectic. Nice. Wow, they're born on May 4th. Wow. Oh, good. Okay. So, yeah, I was just not moving, but still talking. Yeah, even the... What is going on? What is this tool? I'm not using the text tool. Why is it keep bringing that back? That's weird. Okay, there we go. All right. Yeah, sorry. My computer's lagging weirdly, so hopefully it'll get whatever sorted out. Yeah, there shouldn't be anything in the memory causing this much lag. All right. Let's see. So the abrupt end to lunch. All right. I guess that kind of fits in there. I think that might be better on 2 lines, though. Let's see. Yeah. All right. The chocolate milkshake mishap brought brought an abrupt end. I don't think that's end, is it? I think it's and. Oh, no, end. Okay. Brought an abrupt end to lunch. A chocolate milkshake mishap. All right. Yeah, let me get this up there. Just in case. So, yeah, my internet's been really crazy too lately. I guess they're working on it in the neighborhood. So, yeah, hopefully it's going to be upgraded or whatever, because we've had some storms, so maybe some stuff got knocked out. But it's been very unreliable, just shuts down. So that could also happen during the stream. Make it even worse. Cam freezes. Internet goes out. All right. So, sorry. This is for 24th. Yeah, that was Tuesday. Let's put this up now. Come on. Yeah, everything is really dragging. I don't know what it's choking on. But yeah, so nothing really to look forward this summer except over tourism and extreme heat. So no fun. All right, so we can keep going. Let's just revert this. Here we go. All right, and so I'll just keep it open so I don't keep repeating this the same joke over and over again. All right. But, oh, here, let me get the chat up again. Good, good, good. Yeah, so we'll see. Yeah, it would be great to be able to head back to the U.S. in the fall, but doesn't look like that's going to happen this year. I think too much going on after the summer. And the yen is still so weak, so it's like plus 50 to 60% on every price, and airline prices still suck really bad. Yeah, the last time I went back, I made the mistake of doing the, a lot of, what are those even called? Changing planes at a lot of airports, just to save. I think I ended up saving like $300, but ended up paying that back in like baggage fees and stuff when I brought back overweight bags. So it was completely meaningless because they don't charge you the overweight baggage fees if you're in oh no, I guess it would have been the same. I wouldn't have had a higher class ticket. It would have just been direct. So I still would have gotten charged that. But I was trying to, when they told me how much I'd have to pay for the bags, the extra bag and then the overweight bag, I was trying to upgrade my ticket, and because there were so many connections, that's the word I was looking for, because there were so many connections, I couldn't get all the way to one place. There wasn't a seat available on every flight, so that was really stupid. But yeah, a lot of times when you have that, and I just didn't plan. I mean, I had no idea. The frustrating thing is I had no idea what I was walking into when I went back to the U.S. So I think I've already bitched about that enough on stream. But yeah, it was quite a thing. All right. Oh yeah, let's try some weird jeans jokes. I don't know. Let's see here. No, that's just bad. Okay. What am I trying to do here? I guess they like this, and then like this. Something like that. Oh yeah, but what I was thinking about watching the old spaghetti westerns and stuff is if that genre is ever going to come back, but I don't think it ever can, like the same way that like the superhero stuff, it's not going to dominate in that way. Just like horror movies, it's always going to be there, and there'll be like independent ones or the occasional like one-off stuff just because it's so cheap to make. So if you make any money and you've got such a low budget, but like we're seeing, it's harder and harder for anything with any kind of small budget to even get noticed. So it's a very strange time for movies. I can't believe the budgets, some of these things. All right. This is supposed to be a pair of jeans. I don't know if they're going to read like that. All right. Oh, well, you can't do both. I guess you have to one at a time. It won't let you do both. All right, let's see how this... where am I drawing this? Okay. Made a crazy layer in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, denim kind of has a texture, though. Maybe I should like apply a texture to this whole thing. Hey, Arturo, how's it going? Doing some cartooning. But yeah, so I don't think it's ever gonna have that mass appeal, and especially with kind of what America's doing to its soft empire and its reputation. I think people are getting less and less willing to believe those lies. So yeah, it's not so desirable. Let's see here. Maybe this texture would work. And I can apply it over a color as well. Oh yeah, so let me do that. Oh, that's really small. Oh, that's right. No, I forgot. I'm working at like huge resolutions. So let's see. Yeah, might be able to do this. Is this seamless? We will find out. Yeah, seamless enough. Alright. Yeah, I realized how slow I'm getting with Photoshop. It's getting ugly. But I guess I just don't have to crank stuff out at the, breakneck pace I used to, so. Use it or lose it. That kind of thing. There we go. And yeah, actually I'll put the details on top. I just want this shape. Yeah. Just want this shape. Well, it kind of works. Maybe... Oh, there we go. Yeah, something like a screen that would just give me that texture. But actually, I might want... I could just burn the ends here. Or dodge them, I guess, is what I'm doing. The lighter to lighten. No? Is that going to work? Not really. Yeah, it's kind of the wrong color. Alright, I'll just do another layer over that. So yeah, it's been fun on the game channel doing stuff, and it's fun to get back to a game we actually enjoy. We've been playing a lot of stuff we enjoy, but I think the players have all been talking about doing something that can be a longer ongoing thing, because we jumped around a lot this year with various stuff. There you go. Just fade this. Yeah. Yeah, so it's been fun. Oh yeah, and Arturo on the other on the Upturned Table channel, Arturo played with us on the Daggerheart. We did a kind of look at the new fantasy game in town. We'll see how they fare beyond their fans. Yeah, I've seen a few message boards and things, people talking about it. Or should I do like the little pocket rivets? Yeah. Something like that. And a lot of people talking about Dolmen Wood. I guess that's the Old School Essentials guys. It's a mega dungeon kind of, or not mega dungeon, but like a hex crawl kind of deal. One of the OSR groups is playing that now. But one of the strange things I saw somebody saying, it was Kickstarted. It had a lot of success with Kickstarter. But one of the things that people were saying that was kind of sad on the when they're criticizing it is like there's hexes, like each hex has there's a lot of story What is going on with that texture? Oh, it must have filled the texture. Oh, that's what that was, is an accidental fill. There's a lot of hexes, you know, with all these like amazing, amazing story, and they built out did a lot of world building and stuff, which is kind of more fun to do yourself. So I don't know why. It's got to be really good for it to be better than what you would have come up with. But some of the people that were running it said they were sad that their players are never going to get to see some of the coolest things because they were on the wrong side of the map. I'm like, ugh, play for years and never get. Can't you just move that hex somewhere? I don't know. Move it closer, move them in there. If it really is something you want them to play, I don't know why you'd have to, feel like you couldn't move, there's no flexibility. But I don't know the system or the settings, so maybe there isn't. Maybe they discourage you from screwing with their stuff. Yeah, but July will have Space 1999, the full version. So maybe we'll get back to a little bit of that. That was fun, and especially with Matt doing the 70s guy thing. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I think that works. Yeah, so I found a bunch of waffles at the convenience store, and I'll talk a little bit about like what kind of stuff they have. Like when you say waffles and stuff here, like what people think of in Japan, because this is a little different. Yeah, a little different style. They're not served often. I think pancakes and French toast are much more popular, and they're not really considered breakfast foods. They're more like desserts. Yeah, it's hard to get good breakfast in Japan. I don't know how the tourists do it, because they don't start serving breakfast sometimes until like 10. Like some restaurants open really late. So unless you eat at your hotel, you're not going to get an early breakfast. All right. Those kind of look like jeans, right? Oh, I didn't do any kind of label or anything, but I think it works. Okay, so just jeans tormented by a dryer. All right. I was going to do some little highlights on the hardware. And actually, I've got the touch on. I got to be careful. Actually, I want to put some color on those teeth. Oh, those actually can be brass too, right? Yeah, go away. The brass color. I can just pick that up myself. How do I... What the hell was that? All right. Yeah, I'll just put the brass color on the teeth of the... Boom. Where is the color layer? Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay, yeah, just tuck that in there. One more. I didn't even think I needed... No, I don't need to do that one. No one's going to see it. But they might see that. There we go. All right. Okay, what are we doing here? There we go. Cool. Yeah, so, the games stuff has been fun. Fun this year. We haven't stuck, to anything too rigid and just tried a lot of different stupid stuff. But it is good to spend more time with the tabletop game, spend more time with the system, so you really get, kind of locked in on how it works, because then it doesn't get in the way when you're, telling the story. All right, so genes, right? Oh yeah, so pre-washed, that's usually t-shirts, right? Like stone washed, acid washed, that's all that trendy stuff. Make the jeans more more comfortable, just stranger. Lots of cues. Washing didn't make the jeans more comfortable with a lot of O's. Comfortable, just a stranger. All right. Something like that. Washing didn't make the jeans more comfortable, just stranger. Okay. I have to say blue jeans. I think jeans are D-O-M are understandable enough. All right, and revert. Oh, yeah, so yeah, maybe let me upload this and then we'll take a break. Just do that a lot more throughout. That'll help my energy level and also make it so if you only watch for an hour or so, you get to see the, oops, nope, wrong one. Okay, whatever. It didn't show up. I didn't need it to refresh. All right, jeans. Okay, so maybe that will go up today. Maybe. I don't know if we're on time. Okay, and okay, let's take a quick convenience store break. So everybody that's been hanging in there for one of those. Here, whoops, where do we go here? Here we go. Oh. All right, so we're here. Not at, so I mostly go to 7-Eleven. That's the nearest one, but there's the song you're hearing is from the Family Mart, the Family Mart stores that are all over Asia. And that's from the 80s, and there's Lawson, and then a couple of other like random like Circle K kind of stuff here. So let's take a look at a very standard. So you'll see these shops all over Japan, and they always smell really good. They're in the train stations and just about everywhere. But this, I don't know if you can see. Oh, it's, of course, keying out. Gold is keying out. So mannequin. Mannequin is the waffle place with the distinctive, the little kid, I think from the French statue, the little kid, like, pissing in the in the fountain. That little, I don't know if it's supposed to be a cherub or just a little kid, but that's their icon. They don't put it on the packaging, maybe to... No. Oh, no, they do. There he is. You can't see it very well, but see that little boy? There's a little kind of a high contrast version of him. But he's usually in gold near the logo. So I don't know if a kid taking a piss and waffles is a great association. But they do a lot of different flavors. And of course, because it's Japan, they do seasonal flavors. This one keying out is maple, just their plain waffle with a maple flavoring on it. And usually they make these fresh at the little stands, but in the convenience stores, they also sell them pre-packaged. You can get them kind of warm sometimes, depending on your timing, but they're very fresh. And so they're, a Belgian. Oh no, so maybe it's Belgium because it's a supposedly Belgian waffle company. So maybe somewhere in Belgium is that little pissing kid. But they're just a little tiny, because you can imagine how much bigger this would be if this was in the U.S. So a little snack size, like a chocolate chip cookie size of a Belgian waffle. So not crazy deep, but kind of a deep waffle, but very soft. And sometimes they'll do drizzles of different things on there at the stores, drizzles of chocolate or caramel or whatever. Yeah, they're definitely not as good out of the bag. Maybe the recipe's a little different for shelf life, because they're a bit drier and the texture isn't so soft. So maybe like less egg or something. But the flavors are always pretty nice. They're all the way through. They usually do something in the batter itself, and then there's a lot of they'll do a coating of something, or even sometimes they'll put like frosting in the little squares. So sometimes when they do a flavor, if they do like a strawberry shortcake or something that would have cream, they'll put little dots of cream in there. Those ones they usually don't sell prepackaged like this. But yeah, they're good. And they're especially good with coffee, so that's why I have a big cup. But most people here would think, if you said waffles, this is the first thing they would kind of think of, or the thing they probably have the most that's like a waffle, is these little snack deals. At least the actual waffle itself isn't keying out, so I don't look completely crazy. But they're small, and they're kind of they put them in a cardboard box, like a donut box. It's a dark brown with like gold details on it, so it looks a little fancy. I don't know if that's what they're going for. I think they're mainly just going for like the exotic European thing. Yeah, so not as good as a fresh one, of course, because who knows how long ago this was made and how long it's been sitting. But sorry, this week or this month I'm going to be talking a lot more with my mouth full than usual. Not little gummies or any little small things. A whole waffle. But like I was saying, waffles in restaurants are much more rare. I think there's a huge bias for pancakes. They love pancakes here, and there's all kinds of like experimental pancakes with like beef stew on them that they used to make. Not sweet pancakes, more of a savory, just bready pancake. And you could get it with all kinds of weird things as a meal, like they were treating it like potatoes or some kind of something over rice. It was like the carbs of the meal. I haven't seen that so much recently, but when I was first here, there was a lot of experimenting with like doing kind of like with crepes. They'll do fruit crepes and then more savory flavors of crepes. They were kind of trying to do that for a while. That's kind of gone away, and now it's just the softer and more cloud-like. You can make a pancake. But yeah, so these are the mannequin waffles, and we'll see the 7-Eleven does their own brand of these. Oh, actually, let's just do those now because I've got a ton of stuff in the bag. So in direct competition with this, 7-Eleven has their own store brand version. So, these things sit side by side on the shelves. And this is, like 50 yen or, it's not quite half the price, but it's like, maybe 75% of the price. So let's kind of do a little taste test and see directly how much. So that was a maple flavored, and I think this is just a plain waffle. Oh my gosh, lots of calories. This is not going to be a weight loss stream. Oh, interesting. So they put the little silica moisture packet in there. Yeah, but maybe that's because they're expecting these to sit on the shelves that much longer. Yeah, so pretty similar in appearance, maybe a little darker. They're cooked a little darker. Yeah, it's butter. Yeah, these are just like a butter flavor. So that one had kind of a maple syrup, kind of like a what is McGriddles? You know, those sandwiches, those breakfast sandwiches at McDonald's that have like maple in the kind of bready pancake thing itself. This is kind of the same. The maple was kind of in the batter, soaked into the outside of the pancake, and these are kind of butter flavored. So butter and sugar on this one. Just there's like a little sprinkle of just sugar. Much softer. Interesting. The mannequin one was a little dry. Yeah, this is a lot softer, and it might just be it's a little fresher. Who knows? And I'm not sure how long they've been doing this, making their own version, but it's not bad. It's pretty close. I don't know if it's the same, and the recipe definitely is a little bit different, but this one's a lot softer, a lot moister and softer out of the box. And I don't think they do flavors. I mean, they may, like, in limited runs, but they just do like a plain. Oh, this one's not keying out. They just do a plain waffle, and they don't even specify. Oh, and they say it's a little. Yeah, no, they do. Oh, no, they say butter and sugar. Yeah. So the saku, the little bit of crunchiness is from the sugar glaze, kind of sprinkle on it. Yeah. So they do say that it is a flavor. So butter and sugar. Yeah, that's surprising. And that's the weird thing with desserts at convenience stores here is they're much better than they need to be. Like, I think people's expectations are pretty low if they pick up like a little piece of cake or a cookie or something from a convenience store that's probably going to be garbage. And actually, they're pretty close to their equivalent in a brand or even like in a department store or whatever. The butter smell is a little odd. Maybe that's why they needed to keep it from getting too wet in there, but it is butter. Wow. Yeah. I could see these going bad, though. I could see that butter smell getting a little rancid. It's like a little strange. Anything that sits in bags, when you open it, it's always like, oof. All right. You don't have to watch me eat 2 waffles, do you? Yeah, so those are surprisingly close. And the store brand one is actually a little bit, and maybe just they did a better recipe for, shelf life than the mannequin ones. But, yeah, surprisingly similar. So for the price difference, you're really not going to notice. I think the only thing you're going to have, the advantage of the brand, is they have more flavors and variants and stuff. All right, back to the drawing. Waffles. Yeah, I thought that was funny. Once I saw a bunch of waffles, like, hey, I don't think I've done waffles before. And they're always kind of a standard thing. I think they were much more popular at one time, but maybe because of Hawaiian restaurants. So Hawaiian burger restaurants always have pancakes for some reason. In Japan, some kind of desserty pancakes, and you could never get pancakes on the side. That was the frustrating thing. Is we went to my daughter from the U.S. was obsessed with Denny's in Japan, and the menu was not great. It was kind of very Japanese, and I was hoping for a little satisfying like side of pancakes, scrambled eggs and bacon or sunny side up and sausage links or something, but nope, none of that. I think they had a little bit of breakfast food only served, before like 11 or something. So very, very strange. It was very disappointing to go there for dinner. So there really isn't, aside from the Hawaiian burger shops where you get pancakes, there's not an easy place to get breakfast for dinner in Japan. They just don't do it. Yeah, because there's certain foods that they consider snacks. So really, that was the interesting thing, is it took so long, I think, for Japanese people to think of McDonald's as anything more than a snack. Like, it's after school, you get French fries or a Coke or a cheeseburger, but you don't go to McDonald's for dinner. Like that took a long time for people to culturally like, because dinner is many, many different dishes, and there's vegetables and soup and rice, and so people want that for dinner. So a sandwich, fried potatoes, and a drink is not a meal for Japanese people. But slowly, and then as the kind of the working lunch that started, instead of bringing a lunchbox, run out to fast food. So that started to become, okay, it can be lunch, but it's not dinner. It's definitely not dinner. But yeah, now it is. Now you see people lining up. And, just like in America, like in the, 70s and 80s, busy working moms bringing home McDonald's instead of cooking because there's just no time. So that kind of stuff is happening here now. All right. But busy working moms still get all kinds of grief. All right. I think that's good. All right. Oh, eating on camera. Why do I eat on camera? I'm looking at the replay. It's depressing. All right. But yeah, that was a really funny thing. When things get imported here, sometimes they find their place, and sometimes they just never. They're a novelty for a while, and then people are like, okay, make it go away. So we'll see. But it looks like a lot of fast food is having more success here than it did before, which is not a good sign for the health of Japanese people. But a lot of domestic and foreign, like imported burger places are starting to come here and stay. And they even do an occasional pop-up in and out, I think because it's such a tourist... This is such a tourist thing for people that have visited California, Southern California. But are they they're in the Southwest too, aren't they? I don't know. But maybe it's just a California thing. Yeah, but there's been pop-up stores in Tokyo trying to test out if In-N-Out could survive here. Let's see. Oh, let's make this a little deeper. It's not reading as correct here. There we go. Oh yeah, I saw that. I don't know how much they're talking about that on the news, but that's on news update that the government, that the FDA or whatever, is going to start restricting the artificial coloring. They got to do sweeteners too soon, but yeah, they're going to start going after the red dye number 5 or whatever, because that stuff has just been an auto include in bright shiny American snack foods forever. So yeah, it's cool that they're finally doing something about it. I don't think people are excited about who is doing it, but that's fine. But wasn't Michelle Obama, wasn't that her thing? Why wasn't that something that she went after? Maybe she did. I mean, I wasn't paying attention all that much, but why wasn't that something she went after, all the artificial crap in junk food? I mean, basically, junk food is why I lost my Disney cartooning, my Disney comic series, is because all the advertisers were, just junk food, sugary juices and snack packs and Lunchables and all that stuff. That's who advertised in the Disney Adventures magazine. And parents groups started to protest, you're just selling, unhealthy poison to our kids. So the advertisers pulled out. And then as soon as Disney found out there was no, let's not make it 2, that they lost their big advertisers, they're like, well, the budget just doesn't work. Like the money just doesn't work anymore. And so they canceled the magazine. I think they reinvented it as Disney Comics without ads, to promote their animation. Okay, this is not quite the right size. Let's trim it. I'll squish it down a little bit there. All right. And yeah, maybe do some tape. I've been dealing with boxes recently, so let's do some tape stuff. All right. Yeah, so I thought that was interesting. But maybe, I mean, this is all stuff. If they can drag it out until there's an administration change, then they can make it go away. So we'll see how powerful Yum Brands or all of the big food global companies are to resist this kind of stuff. But yeah, the only reason I was was thinking of that is In-N-Out was one of the brands that said they're going to take the red dye out of their milkshakes and replace it with beet coloring and some other natural coloring. So they got right on it. Kind of yellow tape, maybe. There we go. Oh yeah, and then let me try this. No, here, above here. There we go. Just take the tape color, yeah, and not draw the tape. Just do a little. It's too strong, isn't it? Oh, am I not using all layers? Where's the... I know what it was. It's just not enough of a contrast. It sees it as the same color. All right. Yeah, that works. Let's try some shading. Yeah, so I wonder what the summer movies are gonna look like. I think it's just gonna be a whole bunch of nothing, though. They're gonna come and go quick, and people are like, eh. Because I was surprised they did a good job of like getting people excited about the 28 years later, but a lot of people are complaining it was kind of not what they wanted or not what they expected. So that was too bad. I don't know if they're trying to... Oh, there, it's up here. They're trying to make that into a bigger thing. Doesn't sound like they did it. Oh, do I just have the film, like, so powerful? Or what's the tolerance here? No. 31. Shouldn't be bad at all. Yep. Okay. Not bad. And then I'll just outline the tape a little bit. All right. And maybe here. All right. Oh yeah, and what's that? I'll probably talk about this in the weekly, but what's all the propaganda with, they had a screening, finally, they had a screening of one of the original prints, like a pretty well-preserved print from like 70s or 80s of Star Wars, of the first Star Wars movie. And there's all this shitty British press, because it was done in England, like for some film institute or some event or something, and they're saying, oh, thank God it was changed because this old print of Star Wars shows you what a piece of crap it was before the special edition, before it was fixed by George Lucas. It's like, what the hell? Who? That, I mean, you know what? That's got to be like Lucas putting money. I wouldn't be surprised if that was Lucas putting money, like paying off some some shills in England to write that, because he does not want, after his rough divorce with Marcia, he does not want her to have a penny from that version of Star Wars getting re-released. That was like, kind of like the advanced Dungeons and Dragons thing. That was the reason why he did the special editions, is because that would stop her from receiving any money, because she was the editor and I guess had some back end, or maybe in their divorce agreement had a piece of his royalties for that film. So that's why it never got a release when it was, under his control. But that was really weird. It's like, yeah, it's a movie from 1977. Shut up about how rough it looks. And especially I was watching a thing that was talking about how uneven and inconsistent prints of any movies were, because they have to be done so fast and they get done at local laboratories, and everyone's got their own processes and everything. So prints of a movie, especially back in the 70s, looked so wildly different. Like 35 millimeter prints looked so different from theater to theater, because of how so the directors and everything go through all the timing and getting everything the way they want it. But then it goes to these labs and they can shift things, any way they see as, a correct reproduction of what the studio sent them. So they were saying, when people are trying to get that authentic movie experience, there isn't one experience, because the way that the prints were struck, because they're struck so there's like a master negative, an interpositive, and then an internegative that then they pull a master kind of print copy from, that those go to the, so they're never running the original negative film that has the actual, splices in it, cement splices. They're not touching that. They're using them, multiple generations later to strike those prints from. And so that's why they get this weird inconsistency. But yeah, that just felt like somebody paid for that shitty opinion. That was really weird. Instead of saying, wow, it's amazing to see that original experience and how amazing that was at the time. Of course, it's not amazing now, because we're just like steeped in all this like heavy CG. Any kind of like crazy image that you want is possible. You can even produce it yourself now with a prompt, visuals that go beyond anything that was produced on film. But the fact that it was all the shot in camera, there was of course a lot of the starships and everything were matte effects and stuff, but there's so much of that was shot in camera, as far as the locales and stuff, and how that wasn't like an interesting and kind of impressive thing to see is not very believable. So feels like there's some money going around, telling the British press that George Lucas just gave us a check. Let's make sure we shit talk the original film so nobody gets excited about seeing it. Because an event like that could have caused kind of a groundswell of people demanding that they release. But Disney has it now, so Lucas has nothing to say about it. Oh, come on. I'm on the text tool. What the hell? Yeah, we got a little bit of a delay. My keyboard shortcuts are like, get a couple times before they do anything. Of course, Arturo has to bring up the futuristic jazz of Star Wars. Yeah, there was somebody that pointed out one of the characters has in that band, or the band of Jabba's palace, has a weird name, and when you add like a jizz musician to his name, it makes it even worse. Yes, the jizz performance. Oh man, yeah, they've really made some weird mistakes naming stuff. That's right. Future jazz is called jizz, just in case you wondered. Check out Wikipedia. It's true. But it's such nonsense. Okay. Now I totally lost. Laughing at jizz, I've lost my thought. Oh yeah, that's right. It. A child. Yeah, I don't want to gender. I want gender and move it like a son, but more like losing a child. Okay. So yeah, and I'll make them look to see what it is. So I won't spell it all out in the joke. So it wasn't like losing a limb, but more like losing a child. Oh, the little flap came off the box. All right. Okay, save this. Okay. But yeah, that was surprising, and there was like several news outlets in the UK that said, "Oh, this was shit." So that was very suspicious. I don't trust the British press at all. They're so co-opted. What? Okay. Oh no. It's a straight 2507. Oh, there we go. Oh, so this will be for July 1st. All right. I got a weird glare on this. I think there is there's a non-glare sheet I can put over this, but I don't want anything else to like kind of compromise that tactile pen feel. And I think there are actually for the Cintiqs, I think, you know, they come kind of pre-textured a little bit. They're kind of the newer ones especially have like a rougher, flatter, so it's more like drawing on paper. But then you can get the kind of screen protectors that also can give you a texture, so you have a little bit more drag, like you're using actual paper. Well, this one's not quite. It's just pretty acrylic-y. This is an old, this is very old, 2008, I think. Very old tablet. All right, let's do one more and then see what other waffles were into the jizz performance. There's some other really poorly named. I mean, besides Kit Fisto, there's some really really bad. Yeah, of course, Max Rebo. Everybody remembers that. Droopy McCool? I guess the woodwind player was Droopy McCool. The dancer? No, I can't remember what that was. But somebody made a joke that was just like, oof. The Max Rebo Band. And that's been the worst thing is the streaming series addition to the like pop music of the Star Wars universe. Ugh. That stupid techno in Andor, and then that stupid rock, you know, kind of like edgy rock anthem in Ahsoka. Both sucked really bad. They were just like, can't you just be a little bit more subtle about this? Yeah, very, very terrible. So I wonder what the what those genres of music are known as in universe. Wedding techno, I'm sure, has a hysterical name. All right. I can't draw a rolling pin at a decent perspective. Done a lot of popcorn jokes. Oh yeah, let's do a bucket of chicken joke. I still don't understand why. I mean, I guess it was because originally it was like everything, the whole meal could go inside, like it was a picnic basket, you know. So this makes cleanup and everything better than a paper bag. But the bucket of chicken. Yeah, do they even? I don't think they even do that anymore, where they have you know, the layers and everything fits inside. They definitely don't do that here because they don't serve any of the extras. There's no mashed potatoes or any of that kind of stuff. All right. Chicken in a bucket. And let's have a piece hanging off the side here. Like a wing or something. That, there we go. Nice. Yeah, this is some kind of creepy... Oh, no. Some kind of creepy chicken wing. Oh, I'm drawing the... Oh, I drew it on top anyhow, so it's not going to be very movable. I guess that's okay. I can't move. I thought I was on another layer. I always think I'm on another layer. Well, let's do that. Let's move it up anyhow, just so I can have more control. Yeah, because I think I want to make it a little, yeah, a little more. So it doesn't look like a weird piece of skin or something. All right. Looks like a chicken tongue. I think it'll work though once it's colored. Okay, so we just want the bucket to be white and the chicken to be chicken colored, whatever that is. Yeah, something like that, maybe. Sure, and then I'll put some coating on it, and then let's do the stripes in the bucket. Just red. They're on the, oh no, they're on the top, aren't they? I was going to say they're on the bottom coming up. No, I think they're on the top. Coming down. Yay. Yeah, the crazy thing is KFC here is so expensive. Like delivery pizza and Kentucky Fried Chicken are insanely priced here. Like a pizza is like $30, $40 if you just don't want a, you know, plain pepperoni pizza here. It's nonsense. Oh, let's pull these down a little bit so they look like they're more just on the box. And you can't leave KFC without spending like at least $20. So it's silly. But I think, I mean, it's that feels weird to me, but I think that's the state of all fast food. Because, you know, when I was back in the US, fast food was not a cheap alternative anymore. Like nobody has a dollar menu anymore. It's just like everything is so overpriced. And they're doing that shady shit now where they have the flexible or dynamic pricing. So they can, it's all digital signs, so they can kind of update, they can change prices throughout the day, and they can change prices by region. So you're getting really screwed in a lot of cases. So I'll do some like speckly, maybe a little yellowy. It's like little coating speckles on here. There we go. That'll work. And maybe just some texture here. And I'm going to try to put eyes on that thing. Yikes. It came from out of the bucket. Oh, that Beetlejuice sequel made it onto Japanese Netflix. My God, that is a bad movie. I can't believe that. Well, I mean, no, I can believe Tim Burton has been horrible in the last few decades, but yeah, that's just brutally bad. I don't know how that even got written. It's just nonsense. Like they didn't do anything interesting with the characters, and yeah, it was just stupid. But I guess it's probably better than Beetlejuice Goes to Hawaii or whatever the original planned sequel was. Yeah, there was some Hawaiian sequel that they were kicking around for a little while. All right, is this maybe a little bit bigger, right? Ooh, yeah. There we go. All right. All right. So something about convenience. Oh, maybe that's right. Or just the thinking. So just read more like a garbage can. Or the appeal, maybe not the convenience, yeah. Been lost to the ages. The appeal of a bucket of chicken. And been lost to the ages. The appeal. And unappealing. Or the resemblance of the bucket of chicken to a waste basket. Waste basket of chicken. Dissin KFC. See, that's what this cartoon is all about, taking swipes at fast food. Okay, yeah, let's just... the thing that I'm most curious about is how the comments are going to react. Oh, I love chicken in a bucket. The appeal of a bucket of chicken had been lost to the ages. Yes, that's exactly right. Let me double check my... Any little tiny typos? Nope. Oh, all right. I think it's waffle time. All right, yeah. That's what I just need is like a shade over the revert, not save. Over the top of my tablet. All right. Switching back to the store. All right, so our next waffle of choice. So this is, I think, Ginbis. I think we've had snacks from them before. So an area, like a rich area of Japan, kind of the, fashionable area, the, luxury brand area and everything is Ginza. So the most expensive restaurants and probably most expensive prostitutes are all in Ginza. So Ginza waffles, you put Ginza on something and of course it means luxurious and delicious. So I grabbed a couple of Ginza waffles by that company by Ginbis that we've seen before. And so which looks more neutral? I guess so we've got caramel and cheese, honey cheese. So yeah, honey and cheese and just caramel. Let's start with caramel. Who knows how cheese can go horribly wrong. Oh, okay, so the orange isn't keying out, but the yellow is. Let's see. Yes. All right. So this is, of course, yellow. Oh, it's interesting. The design is like flipped between the flavors. All right. So starting with caramel. Oh, this is like a sandwich. Yeah. So they're calling it a waffle, but it's more like a pizzelle or like a one of those French cookies. Yeah. It's waffled, but more like a little cookie. Yeah, but it smells like a little baked waffle. What is this? So this is caramel, and I think it's the inside. I think there's 2 layers. Oh, wow. I was expecting this to crunch a little bit. They're very soft. No, there's nothing inside. It's all on the outside. Wow. This is very soft, and the flavor is not strong at all. It's very, very mild. Almost chewy. That's weird. So maybe there is, I don't know, geez, I don't see any sort of thin layer. Maybe there is, though, a layer of caramel, because there's a little chewiness to it. So maybe it is a layer of caramel between 2 really thin cookie. Oh yeah. The strings. Yeah, so we're pulling a little bit of, so there's caramel in there because it kind of pulled. It's really hard to see. It's very light. That's not bad. It's not what I was expecting. It's very much like a cookie, like a very soft, very wide, flat cookie. But the caramel's kind of holding it together so it doesn't break. So maybe without the filling, these would be a little crunchier. Interesting. All right. Now I'm worried. So that means there's going to be honey cheese in the middle of this one. Yeah, it's exactly the same. So, we have a leak. Oh, yeah, we had a little bit of a leak. The cheese was kind of stuck. Oh, no, it looks like it got too hot. Yeah, so in the corner of this invisible bag, there's a part of the cheese kind of melted and sunk away inside, so it's kind of stuck. So it is cheese in the middle. Weird. Yeah. Oh, very cheesy. Yeah. Yeah, like a white cheese, I can tell. Nothing too. And honey. The caramel's a better match, and this one didn't travel very well. It got too hot at some point, in a truck, and just kind of melted. These probably should almost be, refrigerated, because it is like, filling in the middle. This flavor is not wonderful. It's if you take the sharper cheeses out of like a 4-cheese pizza, so just a mild cheese and honey flavor with a waffle flavor, it's not great. And there's a butteriness. There's like a butter on the outside. I think on the other one too, but that blended much more with the caramel. Very odd. So those don't feel like any more expensive snacks. I think they're just using that ginza to make people think, then maybe this is luxurious. It's not a very, I guess the flavors are a little bit more unique, but the caramel was okay. These are strange. I would not recommend them, especially on a hot day, because it does look like the filling can just come right out. And that combination of honey and cheese is not a great match for waffles. Kind of a buttery waffle. All right. Well, we can. Hey, let's switch it up to make this more. To make this more absolutely just random and psychotic, let's do a palate cleanser. What would that palate cleanser be? Hey, how about cheeseburger potato chips? Nice. So cheeseburger potato chips 2025. This is the big 2025 release. So I don't know if it's Niku and Niku. It's a so That must be a brand or maybe just a promotion. Beef is collaborating with beef to bring us, I guess it's meat, to bring us, whoa. That smells like a cheeseburger. Wow. That's crazy. Yeah, that's a very complicated smell. Oh, so they're just kind of, Lay's type potato chips. Oh, it looks like it's just powder on the outside. Yeah, but there's some black pepper, obviously. Yeah, these smell like it smells like a cheeseburger. Wow. Beefy, cheesy, tomato. Oh, so it was definitely beef, cheese, and then like a tomato ketchup flavor, and then pepper. There's black pepper. Wow. Interesting. That does almost taste like a cheeseburger. Like it's pretty close. Yeah, I'm always surprised. The Japanese like simulation tastes, like when they go to simulate food flavors, they sometimes do a really interesting job. Like it's really close. I think they have just really sensitive palates, like the people working in the food labs. Oh, pretty good. That is uncanny. Yeah. So these are Yamayoshi chips, which I don't think I've had a lot of. But I couldn't resist. Look at that packaging. The big exploding cheeseburger and meat and meat. Meat is collaborating with meat. And in their power up, the cheese will give you a power up. Wow. Yeah, I'm glad I tried these. These are strangely... So there's a lot of gold on the bag. So sorry, that's why it's keying out so much. But the exploding cheeseburger graphic is too much to resist. These are really good. It's all, coating on the outside. Because there is a cheese pizza flavor of potato chip that they literally drizzle cheese, melted cheese, like on the chips themselves. With like a tomato powder. That's really surprising. I can't stop being fascinated by how close they got to that flavor. So like, biting into a grilled burger at a restaurant, this is really close to like what that would be like. Wow. Potato chip flavor simulation successful. All right. The cheeseburger potato chips. They're only available this year. There'll be a new version next year. So check those out if you have a chance. Now I'm going to be insanely thirsty. I had to do something about that honey cheese waffle. Oof. Wow. But those chips were great. Yeah, sometimes they fall really flat. Or the other surprising thing, like we tried that mint chocolate that wasn't chocolate. It was just a weird mint flavor in creamy white chocolate. So the flavor combination was like totally wrong. And what was there's another weird mint. What was that? A weird mint combination that we tried. Mint and salt. That's right. That's right. That's what the chocolate was. It was mint, salt, and creamy white chocolate, not dark chocolate or even milk chocolate. That's right. Absolutely the worst. Yeah, that was a weird combination because the salt and the white chocolate, they don't do anything for each other. And then to throw mint on top of that was very bizarre. Oh, boy. Hey, Abyss, how's it going? Oh, thanks for explaining what's going on. Oh, it's a Stroop waffle. Uh-oh. Abyss is here calling out the Stroop waffles. Really, the thin little deal? Was that what we were referring to? Sorry. Thanks, a bang red fish. Yes. Sorry. So my cartoony thing is on this channel. This is on Upturned Table. That channel is a tabletop gaming channel, but I do illustration for tabletop roleplay supplements. Like I do some fantasy illustration. I've done a lot of work for Matt's stuff that he has on Drive-Thru RPG. And we do a weekly wrap-up, and I always promote this always promote this stream. So I put this stream on the channel as well. But it's got its own channel, Abusecartoons on YouTube and Twitch, if you want to just be only watching the streams. And so basically, it used to be a daily cartoon. It switched to weekly a few times a week, and the stream was a weekly stream for a while. And now it's Domestic Abuse is still a weekly cartoon, Tuesdays and Thursdays on Go Comics, which is linked in this description. And but I only do the stream once a month. I was like just plugging away for years with a weekly stream, and it never got monetized. I just never. You have to if you're only going to live stream on a YouTube channel, it's impossible to get monetized. They just don't support live streams and longer format stuff the same way that Twitch does. So yeah, there's just no point. So so I just decided to kind of cross-pollinate a little bit so people could get to see both. Like people that were had seen my cartoons could now hear me ramble about whatever tabletop roleplay, and the people that listen to the Tabletop Roleplay channel could see the cartoon stuff if they wanted to. It's only once a month, so not too invasive. But yes, it's a. I've heard all the complaints about the edginess of the title throughout the years, but it's a good gatekeeper. It's a good title that makes somebody that would be a problem or would have a problem reading it just not even read it. That's how it works. All right. Yeah, good to see you, Abyss and Arturo. Those are regulars. Oh, actually, no, those are people we played, both players in the Daggerheart game. So we got to figure out, if you guys want to play, if there's anything else that you'd be interested in playing, we should figure that out. Because that was really fun. I was surprised how well that worked. I was worried we were going to have like all kinds of technical trouble, being in different parts of the country, different parts of the world. I was really worried. No, let's not do that. That we would have all kinds of sound trouble or just connectivity trouble, but it worked out okay. Yeah, it was a really fun group. It was fun to play with a different group. And always, I mean, for that being our first time that we ever interacted other than Discord and, chats on live streams, that went really well. That was really fun. And I give no credit to Daggerheart for that. I think we we were the only reason that was playable. The players themselves made that playable. I don't think that game, just picking that game up, I don't think a lot of people are going to have much luck doing anything with it. It seems like it's not an entryway to the hobby. But I guess, though, maybe their intent, I don't know, because it's not the intent of the, I don't know how much like actual collaboration or cooperation or sharing they did and what they wanted to do. But I guess if you are a fan of watching Critical Role's actual plays and you've never played a game before, but you watch them world build, you watch them tell stories with their characters, you would kind of have some idea what the work is that's involved in putting that together, like doing your original world building and everything. So maybe that was their target, and that makes a little bit more sense. I don't want to give them any credit though, but yeah. Oh yeah, let's do. Oh wait, it's there. It's really weird, isn't it? Yeah, it's like this. The toilet seat cover. Nice. All right. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. And I've always, and I think it's just because of the investment, because we did a 5e pirate campaign. Can't remember how long that went. It was just, a handful of sessions. But the investment of building the world is so much more fun. Like in that setting, the orcs were blue and the humans were bastards. But that had a a big impact on how much you wanted to play and how close you felt to those characters and everything. Although a lot of people, that was the only bad part about that was we met for a world building session. The game master and myself and another player were the ones that kind of came up with the ideas. So it was mostly, I think, a lot of the game master, how he wanted to structure things. So not everybody was involved in the world building. So they enjoyed the setting in the game, but yeah, I think they had much less investment just because they weren't there from the beginning. And possibly weren't even that interested in it, in the the world building part of it themselves. Anyhow, okay, so let's just do this, and then I can fix it in post. Yeah, I'll just put that. Let me see here. So I want this all to be white. So this. There we go. Oops. Yeah, because I wasn't expecting a pirate thing to be as fun as it was, and I also wasn't expecting 5e, to be as playable as it was for us. There we go. Oh, this one too. Boom. Okay. All right. A paper toilet seat cover. Should I put some stripes or something on the box just for something a little more visual? But yeah, I think it's not the system. It's the friends you make along the way. No, yeah, it's just the investment, and that was the. I just heard this recently. Some acting advice or something, and somebody was just saying anything that you go into, I forget the term, but going into something, wanting to get something out of it and being kind of interested in it, whatever it is, you're going to benefit from, whatever effort you put into it. So if you're there and you're actually trying to, oh, wait. Oh, that's right. These are, add all this stuff in. You'll get something out of it if you, are actually invested. I guess if you're invested in something, you'll get something out of it. Because there's not, why isn't that working? Oh, is it? No, it's not on the. Oh, I guess I just didn't fill that part, did I? Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, I guess I should on another layer. And I'm definitely not expressing that very well, but yeah, that was really, good advice. Oh, wait, I'm already here and here. What? Why am I not getting color? Okay. Fill here. Have we done this? And here. Okay, there it goes. That was weird. Something was stopping that. Yeah, just your investment in anything. You get something out of any situation. There's a lot, out of any type of experience. It's just you have to be invested. You have to be wanting to. It's not going to just hit you over the head and make you get it or have some benefit. You have to really be searching for, what you want out of something. All right. Yeah, I guess that kind of works. And then we can do on the wall as well. I'm saying that totally wrong, but yeah. And I was listening to recently a bunch of Michael Mann talking about his directing. And he is surprisingly pretentious. I didn't know. He's referencing Camus and was it Kierkegaard? Or he was referencing writers and philosophers and okay, you're the Miami Vice guy, right? Yeah, he has a very interesting kind of elevated idea of what he's doing on film, and he makes, some interesting, some beautiful shots and some interesting stuff. But wow, he was all in with his inspiration from French philosophers and writers and stuff. That was a little surprising. All right. Yeah, let's just do maybe this. Yeah, so he was a lot more pretentious than I ever knew. Oh, the interesting thing when they were talking about heat is when they shot that downtown, they could only do it like Saturday and Sunday for very short amounts of time where they can get the streets blocked off. And the rounds, when they fired the blank rounds, I would assume, downtown, the sound of them bouncing off the buildings when they went back into the studio to do the sound design, they couldn't come up with anything as terrifying as that, insane reflection of shooting an automatic weapon in downtown Los Angeles. So they ended up actually using that audio, and they thought it was just going to be completely unusable because of how messy the situation they were recording was. But yeah, that was surprising. Surprisingly interesting, all the stuff they had to go through to get those scenes done. And I'm still not sure if they were actually, because the timing, I can't remember if the timing was, if the North Hollywood bank robbery had already happened with the two guys all like tweaked out with body armor that were outgunning, that were had automatic weapons and or assault rifles basically, and were so outclassing the police that they were able to hold off tons of units responding. I can't remember if that happened or not, or the timing of that, if that inspired it, or vice versa, But I always interconnect those two things: that the North Hollywood bank robbery and heat. I guess just because it's assault weapons in Los Angeles. All right, so let's put a little bit of lighter stuff. Actually, I think I tried to do that, but it doesn't really show. A little bit. Okay. Yeah, none of that would be reflective, so I think that works. Oh, but yeah, this is a great movie. Very simple story, and always, although the Al Pacino lines in that are so cringy. I've never gotten over, because it's an original screenplay. Oh, and the inspiration for that was a Chicago cop and a heist guy. Oh yeah, I should put these eyes should go under the paper. That'd be funny, like this, right? Yeah. There we go. All right, that made me laugh. But it was inspired, the story, the screenwriter wrote, or whatever the pitch was, or whatever, was inspired by that kind of a thief and a Chicago cop, a Chicago detective that had respect for each other and had actually met, knew each other, and had that conversation that they have in the coffee shop where, if it comes down to it, I'm going to have to kill you. I have no choice. I have to do my job. And the thief saying the same thing. Yeah, if I get cornered, you're going down. But Al Pacino's lines in that are so cringy that keeps me sharp, on the edge, where I got to be. And he's like snapping in between every line. Like his, I don't know if he's supposed to be like a coked up, LA cop or whatever. But there's some really cringy lines from Al Pacino in that, and that's all the screenwriter's fault. And that was yelling, that's an older yelling era Al Pacino, so he doesn't do his quiet stuff anymore, so everything is a little loud and percussive. But there we go. All right, so paper toilet seat cover. That's the joke. Oh boy. So So he never met a paper toilet seat cover he didn't like. All right, so 2 ends. Maybe give him a little grin. He's happy to supply toilet seat covers. So stupid. All right. He never met a paper toilet seat cover he didn't like. They're all such swell guys. Just doing their job. Then getting washed away. All right. But yeah, that's one of those. Heat's one of those movies you just kind of keep going back to. It's funny because it's not. I don't have that thing anymore because I don't have cable where I'm like, people are telling me what to watch. Like I'm flipping through channels and something is on. It's just I'll think of something and I'll say, "Oh yeah, I want to watch Heat." So it's funny because you don't have that, where you're flipping through and you stop on a scene. You're like, "Oh wow, this is a great scene," and then you watch the rest of the movie. Now it's something reminds you of it, or you just are in the mood for a certain kind of movie, and then you look for it on streaming or whatever. And yeah, so it's very different, very funny. But yeah, I keep watching that movie. I don't like. I mean, the performance is good, but Ashley Judd is. I don't need to see her anymore. But that fucked up relationship is good. But yeah, there's some good performances in that. All right. So let's give this a quick save and resize it. All right. But yeah, maybe I'm not a good test or good example of any of this stuff because I enjoyed The Irishman. So yeah, don't listen to me. Anything with De Niro and Pacino, I'll tolerate. So I don't know though. I think there are some pretty bad movies trying to reunite them again. All right, so we're back to the layers. All right, let's do a couple more. Oh, Manhunter. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Nice. Yeah, nice pull, Abyss. Yeah, that is a great movie. Yeah, right. He does seem more like a cocaine '80s director. But yeah, when he was being interviewed for some like film archive or something, I watched this long interview, and he when he was talking his influence, he was talking a lot of very interesting filmmakers that I wouldn't have expected him to watch. He feels like more like a Tony Scott or something, but I don't think he is. I think he's got some other inspirations. Oh yeah, Arturo said, yeah, collaborative world building is what I love about PBTA. Yeah, that's very true. That was the cool thing. The Monster Hearts games that we played were so interesting because the MC in those games used their high school as the template, so they could draw a map of everything and they could tell you everything about it because they just used the high school that they went to as the high school that it was based in. So there was all kind of this weird thing as we were doing the kind of world building and establishing the little town it was, the school was in and stuff. There was a lot of input from just, memory and nostalgia on the part of the MC. That was very fun. Fifth edition? No. We have Pathfinder at home. Nice. Yeah, there's a series of YouTube videos that's the beauty of, and one of those was the beauty of Michael Mann and like his shot choices and cinematography and stuff. And I think Matt said that he photographs night like better than almost anyone. Like what he gets out of people driving in a car and the streetlights going by and the texture, the reflections on the hood of a car or a windshield. He gets a lot of like really amazing effect and mileage out of that kind of stuff. Yeah, and so that's why I think Miami Vice was so striking as a television show, because it had enough of him in it that it didn't feel like television anymore. It felt more cinematic. And then when it had not weird knockoff music, but actually licensed music, that was insane. That was a huge step up and a huge, I think, influence on a lot of TV. All right, let's keep going here. Yeah, Manhunter, I forgot. Yeah, I just watched that not too long ago. What was the other? Yeah, I forget. But oh yeah, and maybe the reason, because he did Michael Mann did like Last of the Mohicans and stuff. Yeah, so sometimes it's when he does like more epic kind of stuff, or even like historical drama kind of stuff. That's maybe why I start getting him lumped in with like a Ridley Scott, Tony Scott kind of stuff. But he's very American. But yeah, good stuff. All right, what are we doing here? Not hangers. Oops. Hope that wasn't too loud on the microphone. Yeah, I'm kind of crammed in here. I got the tablet and then the mic, and then I get my arm around the arm of the mic between the tablet. So I'm making a lot of random connections when I move the wrong way. A lot of tapping and noise. All right. A tape deck, a big fat VCR. Oh yeah, those things were huge. I don't even think this is the right scale. Yeah, so if we do one of those giant pop-up VCR type, the ones that have the recess and then the big buttons. Ka-chunk, ka-chunk, ka-chunk. All right, so here, oops. Yeah, we're all early VCRs with that kind of pop-up door. Because I remember that very much on early VCRs, but then they started to have the front-loading. Oh no, maybe like the professional equipment was always front-loading. Maybe that was just like a consumer thing, where they had the little pop-up doors. So I'm trying to think like the beta tapes and stuff we used for at school were all front-loading machines. But that was 90s. That was early 90s, so I don't know. All right. I don't think I can actually draw it popped up, so we'll just put it in here like this with the... there we go, and some vents. All right. I don't know what this is. See, I'm just drawing from some kind of vague memory of what things used to look like. Oops. Yeah, I think they were much bigger and deeper, though. Let's see if we can get there without too much. There we go. Oh, right. And they had, what kind of knobs were like the tracking and stuff? Were they vertical? I can't remember. Yeah, I remember tracking on VCRs. That's crazy. All right. I have no idea. And neither does he. He was so old, he wasn't even sure what he was, what he played. Wow, I can get this angle. Oh, that's totally wrong. So I just here. And then this. Okay. All right. They could barely recognize one another. Yeah, those big, heavy... wow, that's way too much detail for my cartoon usually. All right, so some forgotten formats of some forgotten technology. Let's try like a wood, like that fake... Oh, it's always kind of desaturated too. That fake wood effect. Let's do kind of a gray in here. And then at least one red button. And something cheesy here. Oops. All right. Make sure it's all filled. And I'm trying to think, were there any, the professional tapes had like orange doors or something like that. That's probably not right at all. And something even a little more orange. There we go. Okay, so yeah, I don't want to do this whole thing brown like that. I'm going to do some sort of maybe lighter gray effect. So the brown is just like a weird detail. Oops. Yeah, like this. Let's see if this is better. Yeah, something more like that. All right. Unrecognizable technology. All right, so old. They forgot what format they even played. All right. Oh yeah, that's Probably a mistake I'm making on the gaming channel. I should never admit we're probably never going to play Daggerheart again. Just say, yeah, could always happen. You never know. Because those videos did much better than anything. And I think just because of the timing, there's not a lot of actual plays out there, and people were curious. But that's the worst, trap to fall into for, YouTube and probably any social media, is just trying to be first to get that, to get those hits. Let's see that. Something else. Yeah, chasing that is really, really killing yourself, because it's not guaranteed, Very often being the first doesn't mean anything, because there's already paid shills that are going to get, the placement above yours. All right, let's just do, oh wait, this, and maybe this. All right, some weird old looking, doesn't quite look as weird as that stuff was. I think I don't have quite the weird scale. All right. Actually, let's do a little bit more. Make this look more metallic. Yeah, that weird silvery effect. All right. Now for some eyes. A little bit smaller. All right, weird compatibility jokes. Oh yeah, Collateral too. Yeah, both. Yeah, Thief his first movie. That's right. We're still talking Michael Mann, and Collateral. Yeah, yeah. It was so funny. My well, just in Japan in general, people. Usually they change the names of movies to something pronounceable, and often they want to put the main character's name in the title. That's a real common thing for some reason here. So they'll change the names of things, especially when they're one-word movies. But maybe, the studio fought it or whatever. So in Japan, Collateral was released as Collateral, but in katakana. But how do you pronounce that? Because is it R's or L's, or what the hell is it even? So nobody can even say it. Like, even when they see it written, it's almost impossible to say. It's just a jumble of R's and L's that's impossible to pronounce. So that was an odd choice. Yeah. Business. No one would blame you if you never made a single thing about Daggerheart again. Just the algorithm. The algorithm would say, "What are you doing? You had your chance. You could have been a contender." But that's the trap of YouTube. Like, you do your first, as just a joke, unbox something or do something, and then that's the thing that people respond to, or that's the thing the algorithm picks up, and then you become the channel that unboxes, whatever, limited edition Barbie or whatever. I would never make that mistake. All right. Should I do my cobweb joke on this thing? I'm just spelling it out. Something about format and compatibility. So forgetting... We're so old. How old were they? They were so old. There was no way to know. Oh, sorry, my throat's getting dry. I'm trying to save you. Got my cough button handy. Something about... Oh, maybe they were... together. They had grown so old together. Longer compatible. Compatible's not very funny. It just has multiple meanings. That doesn't mean anything. Oh, well, let's just make a joke about an age difference relationship, right? Video format looked ridiculous. There we go. At his age, trying a younger video format looked ridiculous. All right, and let's put a little frown on him. He's doomed. All right. At his age, trying a younger video format. Or newer. Maybe newer. Just looked ridiculous. I don't know what either of these formats is, but... all right. Can't teach a new video deck a new tricks. Old... Whatever. Okay, there we go. Yeah, let me double check here. Okay. At his age, trying a newer video format just looked ridiculous. Of course, it did. Yeah, I don't think I made him convincingly old and retro enough, but we'll see. All right, a couple more here. So what else we got in the bag? One more break? Oh, I have some tea in here. I got to put this in the fridge. Oh, no. Yeah, I do have one more waffle, but it's just it's a different flavor of the mannequin waffle. It's just a tiramisu flavor, so maybe not too exciting. All right, yeah, we just got two more cartoons, and we can look at the. Oh, am I frozen again? No. Am I? No, I think I'm okay. Oh no, maybe Restream is just freezing me. Yeah, businessing. Yeah, still confused why people love it or convinced they love it because of Critical Role. Yes. And that's the advantage I think they're going to have for a while. They can, Darrington Press can play on that good faith or goodwill that they have from making an entertaining, being the publishing arm of an entertaining actual play series that people like the characters and the voice actors and stuff. But I tell you, I think it's LA that's going to like ruin them, that's going to corrupt them, because they're going to make bad business decisions like doing video games and, you know, over merchandising stuff just because it's Los Angeles. And that's what you do out there, is you totally grift and sell out and, you know, make lunch boxes and Funko Pops of every fucking thing. Yeah, so I think that's going to be their mistake. And bringing on the people that worked for Wizards of the Coast is a stupid idea, unless they really think these guys have some, still have the secret to what, you know, what was the success of a 5e. And, you know, because I guess their thinking is, yeah, together, even though we weren't working for the same company, like together we achieved a lot of popularity using your game system and our voice actors. But I don't think it's too lightning in a bottle. They're not going to be able to reproduce what happened just because there wasn't the competition. There wasn't the people looking for, you know, because I think they also benefited from the board game boom and people enjoying being sitting around a table together, doing stuff. And I think that's going to go away with the how good a lot of the VTT tools are. People can stay being their weird agoraphobic selves and still play these games, and it's not going to it's not going to be a big social boom. You're not going to be having mixed drinks and Pathfinder anytime soon. People are going to go back to their old weird, you know, weird ways of that the pandemic let them indulge in. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, the timing I think was just really good. Like board game cafes and stuff were really starting to happen, and people were looking for stuff to do that wasn't playing poker. Yeah, with the guys. Wasn't any dude bro kind of stuff. Right. A little bit narrower. There we go. Some creamer deals. Let's see. Oh. Sometimes this this pressure sensitivity hates me. I really get clumped up. There we go. And like a sugar packet. Yeah, the sensitivity is really nice, but it's almost too much right now. Or maybe it's just this scale that I'm drawing. All right. Let's do these a little bit bigger. All right. So, didn't need any performance enhancements. What is the coffee referring to these as? Oh, but since Arturo and Abyss, you guys are in the chat, what would you like to play if we got a chance to play together again? What would be a fun... what's a system you'd always want to try, or something that would be fun to play together? Something maybe different from what your other groups or what your other experiences have been. Because I'm always looking for an excuse to try try some random stuff. I mean, that was fun, just wanting to do that flip through with Will. You know, it was the only reason we had Daggerheart to play. That was pretty funny. All right, let's do just a blue top on this. Yeah, and a pink, maybe a light pink packet. There we go. Visually, that's enough going on. Oh, and maybe some actual coffee in the cup. Yeah, it'd be fun to always try, like, you know, Space 1999 was fun because we already had the 2D20. So, I really want to play. Do either of you guys want to play Mutant Chronicles? Because I really am thinking about running the was that 3rd edition Modiphius 2D20. It's going to be a lot of work to build it because I don't think anybody's built it for a VTT. But I think with the hang of Roll20 enough that it might work. Although that's the frustrating thing with Roll20 is you need the like $30 subscription or whatever if you want to do scripting. Like if you want to have access to their libraries and scripting, and that sucks. Don't want to pay that much for their garbage software, but they kind of, you know, paywall the better features, which they shouldn't do. They would probably get plenty of subscribers. Like they probably have a very small number of people paying for that higher tier. And they'd probably have more overall if they just included all that in a more basic price. Yeah, I really hate that. But, you know, they know what they wanted out of that anyhow. And they're the biggest. All right. But yeah, that would be fun. I'd really want to do Mutant Chronicles. Arturo can only see indecision. Yes, there is just too much stuff out there now, and a lot of stuff that probably not getting merchandising and franchising. You Yeah, no one wants to play a fantasy Tumblr setting. Yeah, well said, Abyss. If you guys would be interested, I think because we'd probably benefit from at least a 4-player group for Mutant Chronicles. If you guys are interested, I really want to run that. I was thinking about running the earlier, kind of the BRP version, earlier editions, but I think it might be worth just going through what Modiphius did for their campaign. I think they've got some fun stuff in there that would probably be, not fun to port over to another system. Might be worth giving it a shot. I've had those books forever. All right. There it is. Let's make this multiply. There we go. Would give me an excuse to get back into Mutant Chronicles, which is what, gave me some excitement about continuing the channel anyhow. All right. Okay, some maybe brighter stuff here. Oh, and definitely Is it too much? A little bit. Okay, we don't need the edge of the mug, I think. We'll just do the coffee and the edge inside. Okay. I think that works. And wrong layer. Okay. All right. Let's get it a little bit, maybe a little more like that. All right. So his decision, I'm always writing in the middle. His yeah, that's not, let's see. Oh, maybe realizing that they weren't even milk or sugar. Yeah, so rejecting or angry over, frustrated with his frustration. Sweetener. More bitter. Bitter coffee. His frustration with the non-dairy creamer and artificial sweetener made him even more bitter. Bum, bum, bum. Oops. Why do I keep doing that? Oh, that's right, because I had just typed the text. All right. His frustration with the non-dairy creamer and artificial sweetener made him even more bitter. Why not some even? Oh, geez, there's a typo. There we go. May, what? Where is this? Ignore. Oh, there's some, oh, fucking hell. Yeah, some Latin in here. Get this out of here. Okay, let's try that again. Oh, that was it. His frustration with the non-dairy, it doesn't have to be the. Creamers and artificial sweeteners. With non-dairy creamers and artificial sweeteners made him even more bitter. Full stop. Oh, all right. All right. Oh, wow. One more. Yeah, I think it's better to do the whole thing at once, because what I was doing is, drawing them, coloring them, writing them, and separating the writing out from the drawing process sometimes really slows me down. I start choking because I don't remember what I was even doing. I mean, sometimes the idea then ends up very far away from what I originally came up with, which is often better, but it's very slow. And when I do it at the end, because the writing is kind of the hardest part for me now, so doing it at the end, the lowest energy is kind of a mistake. Oh, Monty Python. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, Forbidden Lands would be fun. Yeah, Matt was saying the campaigns they did for Forbidden Lands are very much like this Dragonbane one. What we're going to do, it's a lot of connected sites that tell a story, so that would be really fun. Artur has Coriolis, Traveler, Vissen, War Fantasy, Conan, Lone Wolf. Oh yeah, I would love to try any of the Without Numbers games too. Cyborg Death in Space. Death in Space is another one. And Into the Odd. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, I just got speaking of Into the Odd, I just got Mythic Bastion Land. But yeah, Into the Odd is something I'd like to try as well. And I've got Karen too. I don't know, but Knave I think kind of was. It's going to be very similar to what Matt running the Knave 2.0 was. But yeah, oh, there's some good stuff. Forbidden Lands, Shadowrun, Cyberpunk, Twilight 2000, The One Ring, and Monty Python. Oh yeah, they just had. I'm not sure if it's still going on, but if there's any John Carter that you don't have, all of that stuff is on sale for ridiculously, for like single digits, like 4 to 7 euros on the Modifius site, or pounds, I guess. On the Modifius site, they're clearing out their John Carter and first edition Star Trek there. Not everything, but there was some Star Trek first edition stuff up there, and I forget what else. Oh, a ton of their Elder Scrolls miniatures game. They're really unloading that. I'm glad I didn't go. Glad I didn't invest in that. I hate to see when obviously the companies themselves are bailing on stuff, and that was frustrating. I'll probably make a video and talk about that because I want to show off my Strontium Dog set. But Warlord Games is giving up on their 2080 licenses, and they're just clearing out all their 2080 skirmish games. So all the ABC Warriors and Judge Dredd and Strontium Dog, and what else did they do? They did a bunch of different series from 2000 AD. And maybe it's just a licensing thing. Maybe they don't want to keep paying for them when they're not really selling. But that's the frustrating thing. It seems like they do a big release and a big pop, and they do a bunch of stuff, a big set, and you can buy it as a bundle. Then it kind of lingers on the store and then just disappears. So that's frustrating. It took me forever to find the Strontium Dog set once it was off of retail, because the eBay sellers and stuff are pretty horrible with their hoarding. The pricing is not good. All right, one more simple idea. Let me try this tea. This says, don't waste mothership on us. That one needs to be done properly. Yeah, that's a after going through that set, that's a really nice system, and how they talk about structuring your adventures and stuff. It's so good. Oh man. Good stuff. Sorry. Oh, let's get this back down to size. All right, one more. Glass of water, ice cube joke. There's too many of these already. Oh yeah, let's try to do a single ice cube. And maybe a crack in the glass. Sure. All right. Yeah, let's see. What's the scale? Like, it's pretty good. A little bit bigger. All right. I want to do like it'll just be water, so like a bright watercolor. here so the ice cube can be floating in it. Oh, actually, and this can be on another layer. And blend it in a little bit there. Here we go. Yeah, what do I want to do? Let's just see what this looks like. Oh, actually, no, I'll do the regular shadows. Oh yeah, maybe this way I can emphasize the crack a little better. And what about shading the ice cube? There we go. Then I need, I think, a line. A brighter line here. Oh. Maybe just above everything. Yeah. Oh no, it has to be below the shadow, I think. Yeah. Does that work? And then, let's see, do I need to fill that in? Oh yeah, maybe. Oh, actually no. Okay. This should be pretty straightforward. Why am I having trouble with this? There we go. And then I'm going to do, yeah, kind of emphasize the crack. All right, maybe this as well. And should we do, oh, wait, some little beat? Sure, that might be just enough to make this make sense. Okay, so let's try a bead of sweat here, and then on the shadow layer. All right. Sure, this is getting very bizarre looking. All right. A crack in a water glass. All right. He hoped to melt before things started getting really strange. Really weird, really strange? Too strange? Too bizarre? Started? How about an R there? He hoped to melt before things got too what? Not too strange. Uncomfortable. What's Too weird. Yeah, maybe weird. I like weird better. I think that was the original thing I was thinking. He helped to melt before things got too weird. I don't know why he's floating like a iceberg, like so far above the surface of the water, but yeah, these things happen. Let's put a little blue line on him. Maybe very light blue line. Okay, something like that. Okay. He hoped to melt before things got too weird. Surprisingly short. I didn't think that was going to be so economic. All right. Cool. So save this and make our last JPEG. When we did it, we are well into July, but if Japan is over July 5th, then you'll never see these these other cartoons posted. They will remain on the... I guess, no, they will be posted, but just I won't be around to see them. All right. Well, good. That does it. So you can watch me eat some cheeseburger potato chips because that's exactly what I have to do. So 24th. Okay, so 26 through 17. Okay, so we're good until July 17th. So what was that? 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. It should be an even number. Oh, cool. All right. Yep. Everything is up there. Oh, 8. Yeah. No, it's 8 altogether. Cool. All right. Well, good. Let's get back to these cheeseburger potato chips. Then again, the names of the modules alone would get the channel beyond. Yeah, for Lamentation of the Flame Princess. Yeah, we'll have to do that all behind the Patreon adults only, or maybe we should just start an OnlyFans just for playing Lamentations. I've heard a lot of people say that system is not bad. It's just the the edginess, but that would be fun to try to play. Oh, Troika too. Yeah, I really want to play the one Luke Geary, that early module, the one with the big sandworm on the front. Yeah, kind of the desert sultanates, where you're just like kind of traveling between different cities, all ruled by different, like, messed up, corrupt rulers. But yeah, Troika would be fun. And world building in Troika would be fun too, if not playing a particular adventure, but just making doing our own world building based on our character sheets. Yeah, I like Troika a lot. Oh, Sprawl and Troika. Nice. Oh yeah, that's right. They do have the Klingons source book for Star Trek. That would be fun to do, a Klingon crew, and then hunt down the ship from our our Star Trek actual play series. That would be good. Yeah, we definitely... I'm not sure what Matt and Will think of Lamentations, but I would love to give that a shot just from the creepy weirdness, because I'd like to, do something. I'm always attracted to kind of like some of the edgier weirder settings because, and that's what, what is attractive about Morkborg and stuff is because it's got, some weird stuff, some weird unexpected stuff that you can do. Yeah, and I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what the best group for that would be, but we should try to put stuff together, and it, because we can play different days of the week, so we can have a lot of things going on at the same time. Okay, no more cheeseburger chips. These are so good. A stunning achievement in cheeseburger simulation. Oh, let's take a quick look at the stuff I posted while we're still here. See if anybody's still reading it. Let's see here. So the last one was up was June 19th. Yeah, so there should be... Actually, here, let me refresh and see if we've got the new one yet. Oh, no, it didn't go up. All right. So June 19th, Thursday, 2025, the milkshake vacillated between being delicious and unhealthy, but was cursed with being both. Nice. Is this some kind of soul food? So curse me for drinking it. I can live with that. My dad's doctor encouraged the drinking of milkshakes as well as eating ice cream when he was in his 90s. We were trying to get as much protein into him as possible, as well as keeping him from losing weight. Interesting. I would love to be forced to eat ice cream at 90. That's very interesting, prescribing ice cream. Some people tragically believe that all delicious food is unhealthy and all healthy food tastes terrible. Not true. I've been finding all kinds of foods that are delicious and healthy. Learning about the use of spices has been helpful to me. Nice, Chromosome. I'm the same. I enjoy all of my kids' food. Moderation and proportion, size is the key. Yes. Yeah, that's the big problem Americans have, I think, is portion size. And to eat everything you like without depriving yourself. Yes, no deprivation. Here we go. This is a very random one. June 17th. The size 15 hot fudge sundae was rarely ordered. No comments. I think that one went up late. June 12th. I drew these on stream, I think. These were from the last time. The extremely low price was explained by the box not containing any shoes. Well, a low price is a low price. All right. Oh, come on. Yeah, it's doing better, not breaking the images. They improved the website a lot. All right, so this is June 10th, last Tuesday. Whatever had been for dinner was now just a matter for the local fire department. Flambe of is always my style at home. Thanks, Marie Calendar. Well, whatever it was well done. Oh, nice. Aunt Man does good puns. Well done. Oh, here's a nice sandwich. It was impossible to tell when he stopped being a sandwich and just got old. Avocado toast. Impossible. Well, I don't think he's turning green with envy. It's not a sandwich, but I know the feeling. Oh, I'm not a sandwich. Yeah, that's what I was hoping for. Someone would say, I feel old too. June 3rd. Once outside the glass, the last ice cube and cherry were out of ideas. That was as far as their plan had gotten. How about watching a Shirley Temple movie? I'm thinking of Sponge Towel. All right, and yeah, we'll just stop at May 29th. A decaffeinated coffee with soy milk felt pointless. It's otherwise known as Why Bother? Nice. Add vanilla flavoring and you got 3 bean soup. It actually goes against nature. Decaf indeed. Nice. Oh yeah, I haven't read any of these comments. I've done these cartoons, but didn't read. So the last of several lunches for the old uneaten banana. It's onto banana bread time. All right. Any chance of a refill had long since burned away. Oh, that's right, yeah. So I made it this far. Nice. Oh, cults, yes. Cult Blades in the Dark. Oh, I just got, yeah, I have the Slay Industries as well. Yeah, I would like to do Mutant Chronicles or Slay Industries. I think both of those would scratch that same itch of, like, you know, being a freaked out maniac killing mutants. That would be fun. Desert Troika, Acid Death Fantasy. Thank you, Arturo. Yeah, that's the one that I was thinking of. Yeah, I was flipping through that just recently, especially when we were scrambling for something to do once we were down to 2 players. I think it was the one where we made our household characters. I was going to see if I could throw together really quick the Acid Death Fantasy, but I think we want some time to, or I'd want some time to read over it and kind of lay out some graphics for it. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, yeah. Mothership. Yeah, we got to do Mothership. That was the Christmas present this year in December. So, yeah, that was the plan, is to play Mothership this year. Yeah, maybe after Dragonbane, because Dragonbane, we'll have to see if they do like one adventure site a session, which is very possible, or we break it up. But yeah, I think it'll kind of differ greatly on because of their approaches. Yeah, yeah, Troika would be fun. Oh yeah, Fronds of Benevolence. Nice. Predation of the Cyber System, essentially a Dino Riders RPG. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, Cults. I've got Cult, Blades in the Dark, and Slay. I think I've got Digital Symborum, but I don't know. Did they? Oh, they didn't do a second edition. They did kind of an expansion, right? Or no, I'm thinking of Coriolis. They did kind of an updated Coriolis. Yeah, we got to play as much as possible. Yeah, I wouldn't mind doing 2 a week, doing 2 actual plays a week, if we could get that scheduled. I think my schedule and like situation is going to make that easier now. So we should think about that. Yeah, if you guys have some time during the week that it would work, let's talk about doing that. Because then I just would like to try as many systems as possible, and it's you know, different groups will have different dynamics, and maybe different games will be a better fit. So because we've been playing a lot of 2D20 and a lot of Free League with Matt and Will, but there's a lot of other stuff out there. Oh, and I've got the Terminator game too. The what's it? Nightfall? Is that them? The studio, yeah, that did. They do. I think it's the same guys that did the. Yeah, my books are behind the green screen. Yeah, but that would be fun to try too. Because they stick with in the first book at least, they stick with the comics, you know, the Dark Horse comics, and just the original film. So we could play a lot of Earth versus, or you know, human versus machine stuff, the Rise of the Machine kind of era. Lots of stuff. All right. Well, cool. Well, this has been going on for a while. Yeah, thanks everybody for hanging in there. Oh, did I freeze again? What's going on? Yeah, maybe I froze again. What's going on? Back to this. Yeah, I'm frozen. What's going on here? I don't know why. Yeah, well, I was talking, not moving. I don't know why. The camera. Yeah, I don't know. And it sucks. It's only going to get worse. I don't think. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna update this machine to Windows 11. It's just too old. We'll see. But yeah, well, cool. Well, it was great hanging with everybody. Thank you for Coriolis 2. That's right. Oh, that's right. They did a crowdfunding for that. That's right. Well, cool. Well, so Abyss and Arturo, yeah, let's talk about this. Well, let's come up with some ideas in the Discord, like schedule-wise and stuff. What would be fun? And yeah, and I think depending on the scheduling for Dragonbane, we might have some opportunity to drop players in and out because we've got a lot of NPCs or a lot of the pre-gens that we can take over. And I don't know how everyone's schedule is going to work. So if there are any dropouts, I'll talk to you guys. I'll hit you guys up in the Discord. So thanks everybody for hanging with me. So Abusecartoons on YouTube and Twitch. You can also find this on the Upturned Table channel once a month when we do the live stream. GoComics.com/domestic abuse is the archive of everything where I upload everything. And yeah, so I will do this again in July if we're still here. And otherwise, keep an eye on the Upturned Table channel for the weekly. That'll be recorded. We'll live stream that tomorrow, and that'll go out on the podcast feed and then on the Patreon. And and there's a Patreon for Abusecartoons as well. So thank you for John and the other supporters on that Patreon. And of course, the list for Upturned Table Patreon is too big to mention here, but it's on the end of a lot of our videos. So thank you so much for supporting everything. And yeah, give a sub to the channel that you'd like to see pop up. And we do actual plays on Friday nights, North American time. And we'll be playing Dragonbane then. So take care, everybody. And we will have a little bit of weekly on the Upturned Table channel soon. And take care, everyone. And good to see you, K5. I'm glad we could. I'm glad you were awake when I went live because I started a little late. So that's good to see everybody. Enjoy those kittens and take care, everyone. See you again next time. Goodbye.